Up next, the Thunder taking on the Jazz. For Oklahoma City, the best record in the NBA. And it's no accident. An elite team that expects to win every time they take the floor. Jazz. Thunder is next, right after this. Broadcasting live, 2K Sports present the NBA. It's Monday night. Kevin Harlan here with you. Joining me tonight, Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony. Our buddy David Aldridge is on the sideline getting stories. Chance now to take a look at some of the steal numbers over the scope of the last few months for Jalen Williams.
I feel like he hasn't been paying as much attention to the defensive aspect of the game as he needs to. His steals have dropped over the past few months, and he needs to get back some of that fire on D.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. The 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Holmgren and Hartenstein. Gilgeous-Alexander runs things with Dort to his side. And it's Williams at the small forward. And for Utah, wing pair will be Sexton and Markkanen. Filipowski's out there with Walker Kessler. And it's Collier in at the 1. It'll be the Thunder off the tip. And looking at tonight's contest, Coach, why are both teams so good rebounding?
Well, I'd like to say it's great coaching, Kevin. You know, I can always give those guys credit. But in reality, both teams do have a philosophy to go after the ball, and both these teams have tough, active people who are committed to getting as many extra possessions as they possibly can.
And you can't win in this league unless you can rebound, right?
Well, especially on the defensive end, Kevin, you've got to be able to keep the other team off the glass. At the offensive end, it sort of varies from team to team.
Markkanen can't get it to go. And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Thanks, Kevin. Talked to Will Hardy a little while ago, and he knows his team has its hands full going up against Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Coach said Shai is one of the best in the league when it comes to scoring off the bounce. And when he's not scoring, he's kicking it out to an open teammate. So we have to make sure our rotations are quick. We'll see how the defense responds, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David. Now Sexton. After the missed 3 from Chet Holmgren. Collier, that's good.
A team player through and through. Get open, and Sexton will send the ball your way.
Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's guarded closely. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Williams. Here's Collier. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. Outside, Markkanen. From outside, off the mark. Oklahoma City's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Markkanen against Williams. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Lauri Markkanen.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
The Thunder shooting their first free throws here for the night. That free throw, no good. Here we are sizing up GA. Jalen Williams, and his shooting has got to be his biggest strength.
Absolutely. He's great at spacing the floor for his teammates with his catch and shoot abilities, but he's equally gifted shooting off the dribble.
And he sinks the second. And for the Jazz, the last few seasons, Coach, have been a period of rebuilding.
Yeah, it has, Kevin. You know they acquired a lot of draft capital when they traded Gobert and Mitchell. And they've since drafted a lot of young talent and still have plenty of picks to work with.
The Jazz shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. The Thunder have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Pass to Holmgren. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And looking to get stronger, Holmgren fights through the bump. Tons of time for him to grow into that frame.
Hessler against Hartenstein. Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. And Dort gets it to go.
And the coaching staff has to be happy with how they've shot the ball here early on.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust.
To check out Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's been on a tear since the All-Star break, going really to another level, and tremendous confidence and consistency at the foul line. He ranks among the top 15 in free throw percentage.
And his scoring abilities are just so far out of sight. Number 1 overall right now. No one's been able to slow him down or even come close. Outside, Sexton. Here's Collier. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. Dort against Sexton. Nice defense from Dort.
Yeah, loose coverage by the defense, but he just couldn't make them pay.
It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And so Sexton will bring it up for the Jazz. 8-point game. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta.
In the NBA, you've got to keep pace. It's a fast track out there, and I thought their lack of hustle defensively was the story of the game.
Yeah, poor communication at the defensive end. Many of the rotations were late.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Oklahoma City.
I have to applaud their ball movement. They're moving the ball around, finding the best looks they can, and keeping everyone involved.
And on top of that, they've been asserting themselves offensively, getting a good chunk of their points from inside.
The first one falls. And Greg, when you're facing the front of a back-to-back, how much does that affect you as a player?
Before and after the game, for sure, it's on your mind. But once the whistle blows, you have to live in the moment. You can bet the coaches are very aware of it.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Williams scanning the floor. Here's Holmgren. The kick out to Williams. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. No good off the back of the rim. Jazz trail by 7. Now Sexton. He had 27 points last game. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard.
Yeah, slow start for them offensively. 1 for 5. They need to be more patient and find a better look.
And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
And an early swat like that can really set the tone. Now the shooters will be feeling his presence.
Jazz have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter.
A power flush with a long hang on the rim at the end of that.
That could be a catalyst for him. It really could. The Thunder leading by 5. Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Holmgren. Pass to Williams. Holmgren sets the screen for Williams. And he finishes nicely on the layup.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. By himself. And Gilgeous-Alexander throws it down.
And great awareness of the situation. Gilgeous-Alexander sensing the chance for the steal and just taking it straight up on the break.
Now here's Markkanen. Scoreless thus far. Gilgeous-Alexander with the steal. Shoots over Collier. Gilgeous-Alexander can't get it to go. Jazz trail by 9. Here's Collier. 17 points for him last game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
Yeah, and how about his assist numbers, too? He was their offense. He was just doing everything out there.
And Kessler throws it down.
Well, gobbling up boards is what Kessler does best. Got some points out of that one, too.
Williams against Markkanen. Williams in the post. Missed inside.
That's not a bad shot at all. It just didn't go in. Sometimes the process is right, and you still get a bad result.
Oklahoma City leading by 7. On the wing, Williams. Back to Gilgeous-Alexander. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Holmgren up top. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Lakers. And they pick up 2.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline.
Trying to find some answers offensively.
Yeah, they just have to be more patient. Less forcing and more passing.
The Jazz making a switch here. Potter's checked in. And we have some time now to show you which rookies have the greatest impact offensively over the course of the last month. Keontae George is second. And, of course, Chet Holmgren.
These two rookies have been going head-to-head in the box scores for a while now. There have been a few big nights for both of them.
Here's Potter. Back to Markkanen. Kessler, a screen on Williams. 6 to shoot. Markkanen from outside. Thunder with the rebound.
He is really scuffling this quarter offensively. Perhaps a little frustration setting in.
To the inside. And Markkanen throws it down.
Well, you can't forget that Markkanen is an accomplished dunker.
Markkanen against Williams. Sinks that one from the post. Williams has got 5 now.
Well, when you have a scorer as skilled as he is, you do everything you can to get him the looks he needs.
Markkanen down low. He's against Williams. From downtown, and Lauri Markkanen good for 3. Markkanen's got his second bucket.
Well, Markkanen's one of the more efficient, high-volume three-point shooters in the league.
And, Coach, you watch Markkanen, he's a perfect fit for today's NBA, isn't he?
Yeah, a big guy who can shoot the ball, Kevin. And, look, he's learned to put the ball on the floor, go to the basket. He's a lot stronger than people give him credit for. This guy can really play the game.
And the Jazz with possession here after Oklahoma City gets the 3. Pass to Potter. Here's Collier. Puts up a deep 3. He can't get that one to fall. Outside, Dort. And here is Gilgeous-Alexander. Bounces high off the rim and drops. And now an 11-point Thunder lead.
Keep getting him the ball. He's been a huge part of this offense.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, thanks. Chet Holmgren has a slender frame, but he's determined to still protect the rim. Coach Dagnall said he'll get dunked on 10 straight times if that's what the game calls for. paused and then added, he won't actually get dunked on 10 straight time. He's going to get a couple of those too. Kevin, he certainly will.
I agree. David, he is fearless. The Thunder have gone 1 for 2 on the night so far from the line.
And one of the highlights on the season has been their ability to make free throws. How about 82% as a unit?
And he makes the first. So both teams changing it up here. And Williams drops them both. Well, Stan, the NBA awards impact so much on these players and what they think they can acquire and achieve. How do you feel about the structure of award voting?
Well, right now, Kevin, there's about 100 panelists that each get a vote, and that seems like as good approach as any. Certainly, I need to be on that panel, and, you know, I mean, I think we'd probably get more worthy award winners if they would just let me pick them myself.
But, you know, they make your picks public, and a lot of times voters are uncomfortable with that.
Yeah, that doesn't really bother me. I'm used to people disagreeing with me anyway. I have a family, Kevin.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Can't connect from short range. Jazz trail by 13. Here's George. Caruso grabs the miss. Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 4 on three-pointers in the first quarter, doing well from long range. And here is Williams. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Lakers.
Yeah, and I thought he was locked in defensively. I think he had like 3 steals on the night.
Here's George, following the score by Oklahoma City. Pass to Sensabaugh. And there's a minute 45 left in the first quarter. Makes it off the glass.
Able to get a layup out of that one. That's just soft defense there.
Wallace against Sexton. And here is Caruso. The kick out to Williams. Caruso, the pass to Williams. Wiggins from outside. Rebound, Utah. Inside. And there's Martin. That's good on the assist by Sexton.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
Wiggins outside. There's 57 seconds left to play in the first. Williams finds Caruso. Wallace with a screen for Caruso. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Caruso. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander checked in for Oklahoma City. Jazz trail by 11. Pass to Filipowski. George against Gilgeous-Alexander. It's up a 3. George with the bucket.
And developing that 3-ball shot. George is putting in the work now.
And here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Over George. The shot's good from Gilgeous-Alexander. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 11.
Well, he's just dominating right now. If his teammates are smart, they'll keep getting him the ball.
And now a fast break for the Thunder. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Building up a big early lead. They have taken charge of this game.
Yeah, but you can't let up at all. They've got a chance to put this game away early, and they should take it.
And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. They've had such great ball movement and shot selection, and it's led to a terrific field goal percentage. Back to the action in just a minute. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And for the Thunder here, they've been putting on a show, guys.
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Hey, look, it's simple. More rebounds means more possessions, and that's clearly been their priority.
Jazz trail by 12. Williams is out there with George. Then there's Filipowski, and it's Sensabaugh in at the small forward position. That's the group for Utah getting going here in the second. Good on the shot.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Gilgeous-Alexander surveying the D. That one's off. He's made 5 and missed 3 now. The Jazz shooting well. They're at 45%. To the middle, here's Potter. Nice work on the board. It's paying off with the basket.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Williams against Walls. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Banked in off the glass. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 13 points.
And good work inside. SGA will make more room for himself on the perimeter when he can be effective down low.
Pass to Sensabaugh. And there's the foul. Going Alex Caruso. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Williams against Walls. It's good, and the Thunder lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from Williams.
Well, credit the screen there, springing him loose for the finish.
Up top, Gilgeous-Alexander, defended by George. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will take it. And now let's take a look at the 2K leaderboard as we've gotten into the second half of the season. These teams have become better and better at scoring points off turnovers. The Thunder in 4th.
And since the break, we've seen them ambush their opponents with that attacking brand of defense. And boy, have they reaped the rewards offensively.
Jazz have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. On the wing, Williams. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
To the paint, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. And the dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
And this is SGA's role. He's out here to score and score often.
And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And it's George missing.
And battling hard on the glass, they hold the advantage here so far.
Gilgeous-Alexander kicks to Wiggins. Pass to Wallace. Now, here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He's tightly guarded. Basket counts.
Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
Well, it's not going to get any easier if they can't improve their defensive intensity. They got to show some fight.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. Looking for a breather and maybe just 1 or 2 things to talk about. Harden's checked in for the Jazz. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Jang, he's checked in for Williams. Jazz trail by 10. About 3 minutes played so far in the second quarter. Here's Sensabaugh, defended by Caruso. That's good by Sensabaugh. Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Wallace against Williams. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Again, Oklahoma City.
Gilgeous-Alexander.
And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Trailing by 10. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. Outside Williams. 6 on the shot clock. Over Wallace. Williams' shot is off. The Thunder leading by 10. Wallace outside. Jang with the screen for Wallace. Takes it inside. Comes up empty down low. So the Thunder, their last game, a loss to the Los Angeles Lakers.
You know what? That's a game where the coach might just want to burn the video because there's no question they're a better team than what we saw, but they got crushed on that night.
Yeah, but what matters now is how the team responds to a loss like that. That's what makes this a big game for them.
And the Jazz making a change here. Potter's checked in. Hartenstein's checked in for Oklahoma City. Dort comes in for Case and Wallace. Martin with a screen on Dort. Down low. And finished off by Martin.
A little artistry in the painted area, converting against the size.
Yeah, he didn't let the defense affect him there. He just kept his focus.
Pass to Hartenstein. To the wing on the left. Caruso with the ball. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Dort misses. Jazz trail by 8. Outside, George. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. You know, talking to Keontae George, he credits film watching for much of his success. I like that kind of element he brought up.
Yeah, they say he also spends a lot of time talking to veterans on the team, seeks advice from them and coaches. He's a real student of the game, and that has helped speed up the process for him.
Boy, a guy like that, coach, has got to be fun to coach.
Yeah, those are the guys you're looking for.
This league, Stan, is so deep with talent. Are there any players who you think get overlooked in the conversation?
That's a great question, Kevin. I mean, there are some guys who I think get underrated because they play with other guys who are so talented and draw the attention. One guy that I have really seen lately that I think has been better than people think is Grayson Allen, the best three-point shooter or one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA and a very underrated defender.
And he's evolving, isn't he? Looks like he's working on other parts of his game, but he's always been able to shoot, which has been his calling card.
And he's a much more athletic guy than people give him credit for.
Pass to Dort. Now here's Caruso. Cranes the three-pointer. Caruso's got 5 now.
And Caruso knows how to catch defenses off guard. Great work off that catch.
Gilgeous-Alexander against George. Harkinen with it. Outside Williams. Fires for 3. It's rebounded by Hartenstein. The Thunder leading by 9. Caruso, the pass to Williams. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. It's good, and that takes him to 77% shooting this game, 10 for 13.
Well, when you have a guy scoring like he is, you redraw every play to be about getting him the ball.
Kessler against Hartenstein. That one drops for him. He has 7.
Yeah, field goal percentage above 50 now. Their offense is starting to show.
Oklahoma City has gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. Hartenstein passes to Gilgeous-Alexander. And he goes in for the dunk.
Super work on the boards. Boy, they really want to put their foot down on him now.
Yeah, and once you've got him on the ropes, Greg, just keep swinging away.
Yeah, this is the spot where coaches want you to be relentless. Don't even give them a glimpse of hope.
Gilgeous-Alexander against George. Pass to Markkanen. Outside for George. Kessler's setting the pick for George. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. And checking out some numbers for Colin Sexton.
And his three-point shooting has gotten a lot better over his last 10 games. He looks so much more comfortable from beyond. There's no doubt he's got the green light to let it fly whenever the shot's there for him.
And the Jazz making a change here. Juzang's checked in. The Thunder also changing it up. Holmgren, he's checked in for Williams. And Jalen Williams is subbed in for Alex Caruso. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. From down in the low post, it goes. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 23 points.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
And he plays with such a great rhythm. Markkanen the catch-and-shoot shot, one he practices religiously.
Outside Williams. Rebounded by the Jazz. Last time they faced off, it was right here at home where they couldn't get it done.
And it's going to come down to effort tonight. Last time they met each other, they were demolished on the boards, and that rebounding difference led to a sizable loss.
Yeah, it wasn't their finest hour or finest 2 hours. It has to be a matter of pride for them this time.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Here's Juzang, defended by Dort. Markkanen against Williams. And they double up Markkanen. Pass to Mark. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. After bursting onto the scene as a rookie, Coach Van Gundy, expectations certainly increased for Walker Kessler.
Yeah, and Kevin, I think he's handled those expectations well. He knows who he is. He's first and foremost a defensive rim protector and a rebounder. He's a rim runner on offense. He's a pick and roll guy, and he knows that he's got to continue to grow in the other areas.
Stan, I've always admired you come from a coaching family. Was there a point growing up you knew you wanted to be a coach?
Yeah, I loved being around the game, and so 2 things happened that drove me into coaching. Number one, I loved baseball and I couldn't hit one, so that was out. And I wasn't a good enough basketball player to go on that way, so if I wanted to stay involved in the game, that's when I knew I wanted to be a coach.
But your dad had a little bit of that in his background. I say in a little kind of tongue-in-cheek, right? He was a guy that led the way and you're interested.
Yeah, my dad coached for over 40 years, and I think he had a great passion for it and always used to tell us that he never actually felt like he worked a day in his life. He loved it so much.
Following in his footsteps, terrific story. Always good to get another look at a terrific defensive play.
Yeah, quick thinking pays off big. What a block.
On the wing, Wallace. No scoring in this one. Out to the right wing. Holmgren wide open. Sinks the triple. And the Thunder lead by 15.
And playing up-tempo, pro-level ball can be hard for some guys, but Holmgren has easily made the transition.
And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Thunder take it one step at a time. All-star Shai Gilgeous-Alexander says, I think we all stay in the moment, and that's why we've been able to get better. Attack the day, the program in front of us. We all have the right intentions and want to win at the end of the day. Kevin?
A bad attitude growing by leaps and bounds. Thank you, David.
Playing with high energy, outworking the defense up the floor.
Yeah, the commitment to run is paying great dividends on the break.
Markkanen passes to Filipowski. Kessler against Holmgren. The shot by Markkanen, nobody around. Another miss by Utah.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Outside, Dort.
2 minutes.
Pass to Holmgren. Dort with a screen for Wallace. That one's in, his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Here's Filipowski. It's tipped, and it's out of bounds. The Jazz able to retain possession here.
And now a moment to see the stats for Williams. In the second half of this season, he's been nothing short of spectacular, averaging 22 points per, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. And the phrase stats don't lie absolutely applies here. He's been a monster on the court for this team.
Yeah, look, he is truly the kind of player you build everything around. Your plays, your lineups, it's all about setting this guy up for success.
Here's Sexton, and he can't stop this drought. Another miss. Wallace kicks to Williams. 1:05 left to play here in the second quarter. And now let's have a look at the NBA's top snipers, shooting guards with the highest percentage from three-point territory over the last month. 5th on the list, Lou Dort.
You don't have to be a great shooter to play two guard, but it does help. And pretty much all of these guys fit into that great category.
Yeah, you have to space the floor to score in the half court. Every one of these guys forces the defense to extend.
It's tipped. It's stolen by Dort. Goes up. Oh, and the jam by Williams.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Absolutely. They're playing their game and executing at a real high level. Everything is working for them right now.
Pass to Markkanen. Drills it from outside. Markkanen's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Jazz.
He's going to force them to have to make adjustments. That's number 4 in terms of triples in the half.
Outside Williams. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. Holmgren in the high post. 5 on the clock. And the dunk by Holmgren.
And attacking the rim. Holmgren making excellent use of that height inside.
Here's Collier. Good, nice job down low. Collier's got 7 points in the game.
See, now that layup isn't possible without the help of the net.
Alexander, guys, has been on display for Oklahoma City. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. We've got more in store for you right after this.
Hey, everybody. Psst. I got a secret. We're approaching the playoffs, and we are starting the show with a breakdown of the Western Conference standings.
You know, right now for the Thunder, they've been phenomenal. All the lofty predictions, the expectations, they've all come true. Now comes the hardest part, in the postseason. Every team is going to be gunning for them.
And moving on now to that first half, tough sledding so far for the Utah Jazz.
They're getting destroyed inside. I'm pretty sure even Kenny could get a layup on them right now.
Shaq, I'd get a layup on you every time. You know what I'm saying? Like, my pick and roll game was just phenomenal.
Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get it back out to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third quarter.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You know, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been exceptional here tonight, guys.
Well, we'll find out if they were able to find an answer for him over the break. He was scoring with ease in that first half.
Yeah, I'd love to see what they drew up in the locker room, because you're right. He's the problem right now.
Jazz trail by 18. Here's who Mark Daigneault is going to put out there to start the second half. The 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Holmgren and Hartenstein. Gilgeous-Alexander runs things with Dort to his side. And it's Williams at the 3 spot. Sexton's shot is good.
And look, Sexton's lack of size has never prevented him from mixing it up down low.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Holmgren. Pass to Hartenstein. Right side, Gilgeous-Alexander. Shoots over Collier. And Gilgeous-Alexander gets it to go.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Dort against Sexton. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
That's his first personal.
That one on Dort.
Well, in terms of bucket getters, guys who just fill it up, Colin Sexton is up there. He's just excellent scoring the ball.
First free throw is good. So Colin Sexton is 6'3". He has the frame of a point guard, clearly. But Stan, his game is putting up points, and he can do it in a hurry.
Yeah, and Kevin, look, he's done it pretty efficiently in recent years. We have a lot of point guards in the league who are primarily scorers. And Sexton, though, you've also got to give him credit. He's made great strides as a playmaker.
He has indeed. Outside, Dort. Pass to Williams. Lets it go with a 3. Score the basket, his 8th. 8 for 13 from the floor.
Well, Dort makes the smart play there. He spots a wide-open shooter and just gets him the ball.
Outside, Markkanen. Here's Filipowski. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. Holmgren's got his 5th rebound right now in the game.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Over in the corner, Williams. The shot's good. Gilgeous-Alexander making the play. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 3 assists in the game. Outside, Markkanen. With the drive. And it's blocked. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Hartenstein. And that kind of stifling effort on defense needs another look.
And guys, they'll think twice about attempting that shot again. That was a big-time rejection.
Into the third we go. 2 minutes in now. Sexton for 3.
Not a great start to this second half, just 1 for 4. Got to find ways to generate better looks here.
Williams passes to Holmgren. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And the NBA, right or wrong, Stan, has been called a copycat league before. If something works, it catches on quick. Is that a fair statement?
Well, I think it is to some degree, Kevin. Certainly, we all watch each other and learn from each other, and you're always looking to see what someone else does in their system that would fit into what you do, but you can never fully copy another team because the personnel is different.
Yeah, every roster's different, isn't it? And you've got to tailor things you want to do with what you've got.
That's exactly right. So if my personnel's not the same as yours, I might be able to take a little bit of what you do, but I can't take it wholesale.
Holmgren hits them both.
And something to like about Holmgren is his ability to run the floor. A 7-footer who can get up the court in a hurry and get to the rim before the D gets set.
To the paint, here's Collier. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Collier's got his third bucket of the night.
It's those kind of passes that bring up the entire team's confidence.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. The rebound by Collier.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
Sexton the pass to Markkanen. Over Williams. And Markkanen with the basket on the assist by Sexton. Markkanen's got 16 points.
Well, yeah, and there was contact on that shot, but Markkanen shows great concentration to knock it down.
Now, here's Holmgren. D right on him. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Gilgeous-Alexander's got 27 points.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Yeah, come on. They're just having their way out there and continuing to press the advantage.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. He wants to regroup and go over the strategy.
And checking out some numbers for Sexton. He's definitely been getting it done since the All-Star break. Averaging about 18 points per, 4 assists, and 2 rebounds. Fantastic totals for him across the board. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps rolling.
Yeah, and make no mistake, we're watching a special guy here, and his numbers only tell a fraction of the story.
Third quarter action and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Outside, Markkanen. Pass to Kessler. It's rebounded by Hartenstein. Hartenstein's got his 5th rebound in this one. Count that bucket. He's got 29 points.
And the move and the basket, SGA has the defense shook.
Here's Filipowski, defended by Holmgren. Sexton dishes to Markkanen. Shot clock at 6. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Kessler. It's rebounded by Hartenstein. Hartenstein's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Well, that's why he's out there using his size in the paint.
Here's Collier. Gilgeous-Alexander covering. High post, Kessler. To the middle. Here's Collier. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Collier's got 11.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Hartenstein with the screen on Markkanen. Goes back up. And there's the nice layup by Hartenstein. Hartenstein's got his 2nd basket of the night.
And that's a lesson for the D. Fight harder on the glass.
Yeah, they need to pay attention to the details. Second chance points are backbreakers.
It's stolen by Gilgeous-Alexander. And Gilgeous-Alexander throws it down.
And an outstanding transition player. When Gilgeous-Alexander is on the attack, good luck trying to contain him.
Pass to Filipowski. Here's Collier. Into the lane. That one, no good. Good D by Gilgeous-Alexander. Dort against Sexton. Goes up at the stripe. Filipowski grabs the board.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look. And what I love about Markkanen is he takes care of the basketball. And that's a result of being patient, playing smart, and just generally getting his points within the flow of the offense.
Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Oklahoma City.
Well, they've been owning the painted area offensively. I love the intensity they're playing with down there.
And another thing, guys, they've dominated on fast breaks tonight, outrunning their opponent the entire game.
That free throw, no good.
Well, there's a 7-footer who can own the glass and hit shots from the outside. Lauri Markkanen is everything you want in a big.
George is checked in for the Jazz. Alex Caruso, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. And the second free throw, good.
And Markkanen is showing the aggressiveness you like to see in a guy with his skill set. Somebody who doesn't lack confidence when he shoots the ball.
Williams outside. Utah with the rebound.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
To the inside, Markkanen, and Markkanen throws it down.
Well, we have seen Markkanen accept more and more responsibility over time. What a dominant scorer.
Markkanen against Caruso. Right side, Williams from deep. Caruso, no good. And so George will bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Outside, Sexton. That shot off.
Well, it's been a frustrating night for him at the offensive end. Just not able to give them any kind of a lift.
And it's encouraging to see Dort drop dimes like that, wanting to round out this part of his game.
Pass to Kessler. Sexton deciding where to go with it. Thunder with the rebound. Dort's got 5 rebounds tonight. Here's Caruso. And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Well, plenty of aggression from Caruso right there.
Second team foul.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Alex Caruso at the line for one.
One shot.
That one misses for Caruso.
Well, as the younger generation would say, Alex Caruso has that dog in him. He's a tenacious player on both sides of the ball and is constantly looking for ways to affect the game.
Pass to Sensabaugh. And he uses the glass on the layup. Sensabaugh's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
Well, it doesn't get any easier than this. They'll take these shots every time.
And the basket by Gilgeous-Alexander.
He's been in total control offensively, and the defense has had no answers.
Kessler a screen on Gilgeous-Alexander. And Kessler throws it down.
Pretty basketball, George, with the perfect feed.
Oklahoma City's gone into the 3-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander, and the dunk by Gilgeous-Alexander.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team.
Gilgeous-Alexander against George. And Kessler throws it down.
Well, what I love about Walker Kessler, he's a 7-footer who plays like a 7-footer.
Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. Caruso sets the screen for Gilgeous-Alexander. Outside, Williams. Takes the 3. Pass to Caruso. Outside, Gilgeous-Alexander. The second chance effort. And the shot no good, a bit short.
And I was sure that was money on that one, but everyone is afforded an easy miss or two.
Yeah, it was a great look. Sometimes they don't fall. You've just got to keep taking great shots.
Here's Sensabaugh, defended by Dort. Dismissed. Why don't we take this chance now to show you the most active wing defenders in the league? These are this season's steals leaders. At small forward, second, Jalen Williams.
And this is the set of guys that can do as much or more damage with their defense as they can with their offense. They know how to swoop in for a steal from anywhere on the floor.
Well, knowing that you have a lockdown guy at this position on defense helps you be more aggressive on that side.
Now, here is George. 7 points in the game. Inside. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Now a chance to see the numbers for George. Really been a key contributor over the past month. He's putting up about 17 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. And with the ball in his hands, he is an outstanding distributor.
Well, he is so unselfish. That's why guys love playing alongside him.
The first free throw is good.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Williams, he's checked in for Colin Sexton. And Oklahoma City also making a switch. Wiggins is checked in. Good on both. Oklahoma City has gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. Here's Wallace. Rebound, Utah. Over in the corner, Williams. Outside, George. Pass to Sensabaugh. Martin with a screen on Williams. Sensabaugh. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. Sensabaugh has got 5 points now this quarter. Caruso against George. And that one's good, Caruso. Caruso's got 9.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
George looking around. Here's Sensabaugh. He's guarded by Williams. Back to George. 4 on the shot clock. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Caruso's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
And physically, there's no doubt they've been the stronger team. A +10 rebound advantage tells you all you need to know.
Williams double team. And Williams throws it down.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Pass to Potter. Over Williams. And it falls over the rim and in. He's got 6. And so it's Oklahoma City finishing the quarter up by a whopping 24 points. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Back right after this. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. And here's Gilgeous-Alexander. He'll bring it up for the Thunder. We've got Williams. He's out there with Keontae George. And it's Potter in at the 5, home in the paint. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Yeah, he's leaving no doubt in this one. Doing everything he can to slam the door on a comeback.
Pass to Sensabaugh. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. And a few years back, the NBA coach decided to change how they do take fouls. It appears it's had the impact they wanted, don't you think?
I certainly do, Kevin. I thought it was a great rule change. There's almost nothing more exciting in NBA basketball than the fast break. And take fouls were limiting that. Now that we've gotten rid of those, we're really getting to see the athleticism of NBA players.
Yeah, because we want to see the finish, don't we? We want to see what happens when they do get off on that kind of break.
That's where the excitement happens.
So he gets them both.
And this is one of the things they need to keep doing in the second half to get this win. Keep knocking down those free throws. They've been sensational here at the line.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander, rebounded by the Jazz. George passes to Martin. Gilgeous-Alexander against George. Jazz passing it around. Three on the clock. Pulls it up. Rebound by Williams. Oklahoma City's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. Offensive rebound. Second shot opportunity, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
First personal foul. First team foul. Shooting for Oklahoma City, Williams. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Williams. And the league limiting players from making public trade demands, which I guess makes sense. That's a big change from the past, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it saves franchises from being put in a tough spot. Keeps a player's trade value high, which helps the team they're leaving.
And Williams drops them both. Jazz shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. George against Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Williams. To the middle. Here's George. That one misses. Good D by Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, those shots from him are certainly not helping their case.
Wallace kicks to Gilgeous-Alexander. Back to Wallace. Rebound by Williams. Wallace has gone 2 for 5 tonight. Now George. Pass to Sensabaugh. Outside Williams. Clock at 6. There's the pick. The Jazz with another miss. Thunder have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Caruso finds Wallace. Williams in the post. Lays it up and banks it in. Williams has got 4 this quarter.
They are just killing them on the interior.
For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Gilgeous-Alexander against George. Here's Potter. It's Martin on the wing. 5 to shoot. Williams outside. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Gilgeous-Alexander with it. George picks him up. Gilgeous-Alexander against George. And that one's good. Gilgeous-Alexander Gilgeous-Alexander's got 39. And so George will bring it up for the Jazz. Martin up top, covered by Wiggins. George against Gilgeous-Alexander. Williams comes with the double team. Martin kicks to Williams. Another miss by Williams.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a cold streak.
Gilgeous-Alexander against George. Pass to Sensabaugh. Williams looking around. To the paint, here's Potter. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
Yeah, that's a nice dish. A lot of times the best way to put the ball in the right spot is with that bounce pass.
And the Thunder making a switch here. Joe's checked in. And that one misses. And the NBA coach has made sure franchises can't sell their future via draft picks in a trade. What do you think of that?
I think it was probably a good idea because, you know, all of us, coaches, maybe even more than GMs, but organizations get to a point that you want to win so badly in the present that you're willing to just sacrifice the future, and that can lead to some very bad teams down the road, and the NBA doesn't want that.
Yeah, and we've seen that. You're right. A lot of examples. The Jazz making a switch here. Martin's checked in. The free throw drops for Caruso. Utah's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Pass to Kessler. Here's Collier. Markkanen with it. Shot clock at 6. Here's Collier. Defended by Caruso. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals. 5 for 8 in the game. The Thunder have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Wallace looking for an opening. Pass to Caruso. Williams sets a screen for Caruso. And again, Oklahoma City, no good.
Well, and after making just one triple going into the break, he's still looking for his first make from distance here in the second half.
Markkanen against Williams. Shot from the low block. And again, it's Utah. So, Greg, you played the point. In Create a Player, if you had to pick a different position to play, which would it be?
Ooh, good question, Kevin. Probably small forward, wing. I'd like to be a fearsome finisher who can soar and dunk over everybody.
Here's Collier, covered by Wiggins. Pass to Markkanen for the 3. The basket good off the assist from Sexton. Sexton's got 4 assists in the game. Oklahoma City has gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Wiggins in the post, covered by Martin. And that one's good. Wiggins has got 4 points this quarter.
Yeah, I'd call this ideal scoring distance. It's almost too easy.
And stolen by Wallace. For the finish, and Wallace slams it in.
He takes advantage of them in every way possible.
And Greg, he lures them into a trap on the steal, and then bang, straight to the bucket.
Turning great defense into great offense. That's the kind of stop you're looking for.
Kept alive. Pass to Kessler. Now, here's Sexton. Covered by Joe. Shot clock at 5. Another shot. And there's Sexton. That's good on the assist by Markkanen.
Well, after a scoreless first half, he's turning things around here, looking much more aggressive.
And here is Wallace. Wallace drawing the double team. Fires the 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
Now, that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Kessler passes to Collier. On the wing, Markkanen. Defended by Caruso. Martin with the bucket.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Back to Williams. Stolen by Markkanen. And now here's Markkanen, the fast break chance. A floater and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Greg, we see the NBA fining players for certain actions or statements.
Multiple offenders are always going to be under the microscope, Kevin. Sometimes they end up playing into those expectations, so those punishments can appear a bit skewed.
The free throw drops for Collier. Filipowski, he's checked in for Martin. And so he makes both from the line. For Oklahoma City, they've gone 8 of 14 from the floor here in the fourth quarter. On the wing, Wallace. Wiggins outside. Pass to Caruso. 6 on the shot clock. Wallace with a screen for Caruso. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Well, when he's able to find a shot he likes, Caruso can be pretty effective from range.
Outside, Markkanen. Here's Filipowski. Wiggins with the rebound. Wiggins has got his 5th rebound in this one. Greg, every year we have the Best Teammate Award. What are some of those qualities that you admire in a great teammate?
You know, Kevin, you want guys who make you better and who make it fun to come to work every day. In the end, teammates are like family. So trust, commitment, and just enjoying being with one another, it matters.
Jang, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Jones comes in for Aaron Wiggins. And here's Wallace. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Pass to Jang. Jones dishes to Jang. Back to Jones. Shoots a 3. Rebounded by the Jazz. Bounce pass Markkanen. Outside Sexton. Nice ball movement by Utah. Filipowski passes to Markkanen. Markkanen sets the pick for Sexton. Back to Markkanen. Offline with his 3.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Caruso finds Wallace. Here's Jang. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Second personal foul, 3rd team foul. At the line for the Thunder, Jang, 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
No good on that. In recent history, GA, we've seen some so-called redshirt rookies really thrive in their first season.
Oh, great call, partner. Blake Griffin, Joel Embiid, Chet Holmgren, the latest, were all forced to sit out their first year, but they got to be around the team, soak up as much knowledge as possible, and you can't really argue with the results.
Good on the second free throw. 1:52 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Outside, Sexton. On the wing, Markkanen. Pass to Filipowski. Here's Sexton. Softly drops in the floater.
And he is just an explosive athlete. Sexton not at all fazed by the contact.
Here's Caruso. An easy 2 points on the layup.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Oklahoma City.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought. An all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that. And man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. The clinic was put on display here today.
In what's really been a fantastic year, these guys expect to win each night just as they've done here tonight. And this will end up another big win, making it 65 on the season. And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
And what stood out to me was his effort level defensively. Very active and aggressive, piling up the steals in addition to his overall floor game.
Sexton for three, and he's good on the three ball.
And you gotta like that they found something positive here, something that maybe carry overs into the next game.
Yeah, a loss stings a little less if you at least feel like you put up a fight, but only a little.
And finished off by Jang.
They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
It is always a special feeling winning on the road. The degree of difficulty adding to that sense of accomplishment.
Pass to Markkanen. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Fifth personal foul. Fourth team foul. At the line for the Jazz, Lauri Markkanen, taking 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. And he's good on the second. 6 seconds left in the fourth quarter. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. With Stan Van Gundy, Greg Anthony, and David